So let's
Don't worry.
start, and then after 2.
To be perfectly honest, this is the part everybody loves. They love hearing us before we start the podcast. No, don't wait. You guys do your thing. We're just talking, literally. We're doing business. You're doing business. Just let it be that. Like you're on the Tonight Show.
Like doing a blooper reel before the show.
So we always let about 10, 15 seconds, because we're talking about something, and people I love that part of stuff. I love the outtakes. I love the human part of it. Because, of course, everybody's trying to be on when the... Keep going. Do you know what they're playing? I'm going to ask you that as soon as we stop. All right, guys. Thank you very much. This is Sal with the Wake Up Bainbridge Show. We are here with Leif, Larry, Nicolas, Elena, and Elliot. They are taking a group to Cuba, and they are the Bainbridge High School Jazz Band, correct?
They are members of the Bainbridge High School Jazz Band.
All right, but this is not a Bainbridge High School Jazz Band trip, correct?
No.
All right, this is a booster trip, but these are all members of the jazz band. So thank you guys for coming to the show. We really appreciate y'all being here. And just tell us really quickly, Leif, what we were just listening to.
That was a tune by Dizzy Gillespie called Manteca.
Okay.
A classic Cuban jazz
Mm-hmm.
tune.
Very cool. All right, so I'm going to start with Larry. Tell us why we're here today.
Well, about a year ago, I went with my son Nicolas to Orlando, Florida, and I'd been to Cuba already with the Bar Association back in 2011. I really loved the experience, and I thought, well, as long as we have to go to Orlando, he was in the All Nation Ensemble. I thought maybe just going over to Havana might be a good idea. It's
Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
And not a very expensive round-trip ticket once you're already in Orlando. So I contacted Leif, and he had a few pointers, but by that time I decided that wasn't really going to work with the schedules for Thanksgiving last year. And but we started talking about organizing a trip for the jazz musicians or any of the musicians at Bainbridge High School. That's what it's turned out to be. Anybody's welcome.
We just got to raise the money.
Yeah, well, got to raise the money. I mean, the students are having to come up with some of it, but we also want to be able to bring the band director along with us.
Absolutely.
And a teacher's salary, that's a little difficult. But it is, as Leif mentioned, it's not or you mentioned, it's not a Bainbridge High School trip. We want to make that clear. The Band Boosters is sponsoring it.
And it's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just a thing, and we just want to make that clear. That's all.
Part of the challenge of getting this off the ground, and we've been able to do it. We have the critical mass of parents and students who are going to have signed up to go, and then we have our first fundraiser this Friday.
So please tell us about that. Yeah.
Well, it's at the Weave, the Island Music Guild, and
that's Rolling Bay.
In Rolling Bay Hall, right near the Island Music Guild. It's with Cuban Heels and Ranger and the Rearrangers, 2 bands.
They play around here all the time, Cuban Heels. Yeah.
Yep, yeah. Both bands, local favorites, and it starts at 7. I think we're going to have some Cuban sandwiches, maybe.
Very cool.
I think that's the plan.
On that.
Yeah. So if you know somebody who can help us with Cuban sandwiches, seriously, this is a clear infomercial, folks. We do take volunteers and donations for this show.
So that is, tickets are going fast. That is this Friday. And
December 6th, 7 p.m.
Okay, December 6th, 7 p.m. So how would and I really mean this because this is Bainbridge and parking is always a premium. So is it cool if everybody shows up in their own cars or enough parking? Would you rather people carpool? Would you tell people how they should arrive? That's always my whoever. It could be Leif. It could be
carpooling is always preferable.
It's very green.
The church parking lot across the street.
Oh, okay. So they will take
for overflow parking for.
Is that always overflow auxiliary?
I don't know if that's official, but I know that's where I am.
It is that. It is on December 6th.
December 6th
at 7 p.m. That'll be overflow parking.
Yes.
All right. Very cool. So tell us about the lady and gentleman we have here today. Anybody who they can tell us. Yeah, please.
Well, this is my son. He's a senior at Bainbridge High School, and that's
Nicolas,
Elena, and Elena Memke, and Elliot Matteson.
And tell us. So
introduce yourselves.
Yeah, introduce yourself, and then tell us what you're playing. So grab the mic. Don't worry. Don't be shy. You're a musician.
Hello, I'm Nicolas. I play the clarinet and saxophone, at BHS and in all kinds of ensembles outside of school. I play jazz music and classical and everything in between.
How long have you been doing it?
I've been playing for about 8 years.
Whoa, that's awesome. Oops, just kidding. Here, you can do this actually. Or you can talk into that.
Hi, I'm Elena Memke. I'm a sophomore at BHS, and I play tenor sax. But I also play jazz and classical, and I've been playing for like 6 years, 6 or 7.
Very cool. You can talk into that or talk into either one.
Hi, my name is Elliot. I love making music. I've played in many orchestras and many bands. I love classical and I love jazz as well. And I play piano. I've played for about 10 or 11 years.
Very cool. All right, just hand that back over to Larry. All right, so we're going to have you guys play something in a second, but just set up what people can expect at the concert. So you show up at 7 o'clock. What's it going to be like?
Yeah, so we're going to have, like you said, 2 acts. There's the Cuban Heels are going to play first, and that's Alan Simcoe, local guitarist, and Shannon Dowling, vocalist. They do a mix of Cuban and Brazilian and a lot of different musical styles of jazz, all Latin influenced. And then we're going to have a little fundraising pitch between the acts, and then Ranger and the Rearrangers are going to come over and play the second set. And
I was going to say, are there going to be any chance?
And yes, the youth will be invited to come up and jam with the musicians.
They should do like the longer you hold the note, more dollars have to come in. So if you held it longer, it would like multiple. We'll figure that out. It'll be like surge pricing for Lyft. It's just how my brain works. All right, so somebody, whoever it is, tell us what you guys are going to play, and then start playing, I guess. No, you're just talking. Go for it. Yeah, don't worry. No worries. You can't do anything wrong.
Run through it first.
You can do you. Yeah, people want to. Don't worry. Just talk about it, and then we'll figure it out. Don't you worry.
We will be playing Manteca by Dizzy Gillespie and Gil Fuller. It's a Cuban jazz composition played by many jazz greats, including Dizzy Gillespie and Arturo Sandoval and lots of people.
What's Manteca mean in English?
Manteca means lard.
All right. Who doesn't want to make a song of that? Right? Go for it, guys. So that's what this show's about. Seriously, that's what this show is. All right. So anyway, thank you very much. Do you guys want to talk about kind of what you expect on the trip? And again, you're gonna have to pick up that mic. So just talk about like what you expect to get out of the trip when you go on it. And again, you can't be wrong.
I'm really excited to go on the trip because I just want to experience another culture where this kind of jazz fusion music is what they live and breathe, and there's a lot of people, in that culture that are just, experts in this kind of music, and I want to learn more about it.
Do you know any of the people who are playing in bands there that play what you play that you want to link up with?
No, I don't know like who we're hooking up with on the trip, but like
no, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm learning too what you guys are going there for, so don't worry.
Yeah, but there's all kinds of Cuban artists like Arturo Sandoval and Paquito de Rivera that who plays the clarinet and are just amazing. And I'm not planning the trip, so whatever Leif has in store for us, I'm sure it will be a great experience of the kind of culture that those people come from. And
he does this for a living.
Yeah.
It's his thing. Yes, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, go ahead, pass over the mic, and same thing. Kind of like what do you hope to get out of it? What's your
I personally am really excited to like meet people from other cultures, and one thing that I like in particular that doesn't have much to do with music, but it's kind of cultural related, is I've been taking Spanish at school, and I'm interested in getting a chance to use that in a culture that speaks Spanish. So that's pretty exciting. And of course, playing my instrument is something that I always really enjoy. So.
Are you nervous?
I mean, I'm not really nervous, but maybe a little bit.
Good. It's a question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. All right. And last one, go for it.
I'm actually not going.
Oh, you're not gonna go.
If I was, I would love it.
Do you want to go?
I actually am very busy next month.
All right. I'm just saying. All right.
It's not till April.
Yes, it is. It's not till April.
Spring
Yes.
break 2020.
All right. So, tell people about a little bit about the details about the fundraiser. We're raising X for. It takes X amount per kid.
Should I talk a little bit about the trip itself?
Absolutely. Yes, please.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So the Band Boosters trip is going to be April 4th through 12th, 2020. We're going to if you go to the page for the fundraiser, which is kidsincuba.brownpapertickets.com. There's a link on there to the page with the itinerary and also where people can donate to the trip fund to help the kids go and help us get the Bainbridge High School band director along on the trip. But we're going to start April 4th. We're actually the itinerary on our website currently says we fly into Santa Clara, which is about a 3-hour drive east of Havana.
Okay.
There was a recent change to the regulations around travel to Cuba from the U.S., and we're not allowed to fly into the regional airports directly anymore from the States, so we're going to have to fly into Havana and then take a bus out to Santa Clara. And
Okay.
So we're just figuring out whether we're going to have to spend a night in Havana and then go out there or not. But we'll start in Santa Clara, which is where the memorial to Che Guevara, the Cuban revolutionary leader, is located. It's a big university town, and so we'll explore that and do some sightseeing around there. Then we're going to go down to the town of Trinidad, which is on the south coast of Cuba. And that is it's a beautiful Spanish colonial town. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's kind of in it's the seat of the old sugar industry in Cuba. And so we'll get to see how some of the history around that worked and the slavery and the way the
So you're really
sugar
building in
plantations
a lot of cultural education.
Yeah, that's a big part of what we do at Cross Cultural Journeys. Cuba is our main destination. We take people on educational and cultural trips all over the world. We've got trips going to lots of different places I can tell you more about later. But Cuba is really our passion and our expertise. So from Trinidad, then and in each of these towns, there's going to be a musical component as well. That's one of the things that I'm a jazz musician myself, and Cuba is such an incredible sort of playground for musicians to explore, because one of the things that, interestingly, that happened in Cuba in the last half century after the revolution is they developed a system of musical and artistic education that is, for a country as poor as Cuba is, they've got the same per capita income as like Haiti and Bolivia, but the level of talent and the way that they educate people, whether it's sports or sciences or art and music.
Do you think it's like that because they have
phenomenal.
less? Because they have to work with less?
Well, I mean, these are there are neighboring countries that have a lot less to work with, but one of the benefits of their system is that they really care about sharing the few resources they have very well. So that's why Cuba ranks, way up on the Human Development Index, the UN index of sort of quality of life and education. They just hit way above their weight in so many ways because of that. But it's also Cuba is unique in Latin America because the sugar barons over 100 years ago they were like awash in cash, and they wanted to be seen as a wealthy, cultured country. So they built beautiful opera houses and symphony halls. And so there's this infrastructure of of sort of European high culture. And then there was the communist influence too. The Soviet Union had a high value, placed a high value on ballet and classical music, and so they sent people to teach students in Cuba.
It's fine arts.
Right. So like the Cuban National Ballet is phenomenal, and there are American ballerinas that go to study there. So anyway, all that is
it the same kind of musical experience every time, or is it a different kind of, like maybe they'll play sometimes, maybe they'll listen sometimes?
It's constantly evolving.
Okay,
You see, anytime you go to, like, they're on the internet. They've been a little bit later to get full access.
No, I mean,
it,
like, when they go there, are their musical experiences going to be different every day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
As visitors, our musical experience in Cuba is going to be very different. Yeah. Because every town, every region has its own styles that that come from a mix of, like, in Matanzas, the port city just east of Havana. That's where the rumba comes from, and that came out of the dockyards and the influences of the sailors from all over the region and around the world. And versus in Trinidad, you've got the influences that came from the slaves who worked in sugar plantations. And then from Trinidad, we're going to go to Cienfuegos, which was for a while a French colony. And so you see the French-influenced architecture there, which is different from elsewhere, but also the local musical styles take some of that as well. And then Havana is the big sort of metropolis that has a whole different set of influences.
It looks like you're spending the most time there. 3 days.
So we're going to be in Havana for 4 nights, and Trinidad and Cienfuegos for a night each, and do a little bit of sightseeing, and then explore the music and art in each of those places as well.
Very cool. So I'm gonna talk some turkey here so people know why we're asking for this. So it's $3,195 per person in double or triple occupancy. So nobody has a suite to themselves is all I'm trying to say here. A single room adds $650. So here's what we're saying is they had to have a deposit in by a while ago. And they are being they're doing this fundraiser to subsidize the cost to all the kids so that everybody doesn't have to just pay full cost. They also want to be able to bring, you said, the band director, and anybody else. Thomas. And you have to bring a certain amount of, I would imagine, adults to look after a certain amount of kids. Yep. And, so anyway,
several of the band parents are coming along as chaperones.
Yeah, the more help, the better. You might say, well, some of these people have money anyway, and you might be right, but a lot of them don't. So that's why we need this help, seriously. So that said, is there anything else you'd like to say about the trip in particular before we ask them to play another little tune?
I'd like to hear more of the music. I guess as a musician myself, who I grew up in Boston and played in.
So we're mortal enemies.
That sucks.
Exactly.
But I was in the high school jazz program at New England Conservatory of Music and played in youth concert bands and jazz ensembles, and I got to go on tours to Canada and Austria and Hungary and China as a young
Change your
musician.
world, yeah,
It
literally.
Totally changed my life, and those experiences really were pivotal in helping shape who I am today. I ended up starting out university as a music major. I switched to journalism after I got more interested in politics. But,
and then you were in journalism and got disinterested in politics and went back to music. Exactly. Don't worry, I'm headed in that direction. Have any of you traveled internationally to play music yet? No, nobody. All right, so we're gonna have some international. Yeah, no, this is super cool stuff. Yeah. So I'm 40. I don't care how old you guys are, and I've just had the experiences I've had in my life and known and I am looking forward to finding out how this was for you. Like literally, because I get to see the human being and meet them and interact with them a little bit before. And then I get to, and I'm just taking a wild guess here, I'm going to get to see you guys after you've had literally something that will change your life, whether you like it or not. And I'm going to get to meet that human being. And so to me, those are two very cool benchmarks to have of, and especially, again, I don't know how old you guys are, and I'm not going to ask, but you're growing up. I would say that. I'm still growing up. But yeah, it's just going to be cool. So I'm looking forward to finding out what your experience is going to be like.
And before you guys play, I will say the thing that was the highlight for me on one of my recent trips a couple of years ago to Cuba, which I'm most psyched for you guys to experience, is connecting with your peers who are teenage musicians that in particular we're trying to make arrangements with the Amadeo Roldan Conservatory in Havana.
They're the ones that were on the picture at the top of that page.
Yes, there's a YouTube video that's embedded in that page.
We'll have the link in the description.
Yeah, and maybe you can play a little bit of it later. But,
Absolutely.
But they're an incredible group of young musicians. They're after I saw them a couple of years ago, they went off to play at the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, and that school is so fun to just visit and see like what their environment is. It's kind of like I would imagine Fame in the school in New York.
I remember growing up watching that show. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's really funny that you said that. All right, now I'm literally playing the song in my head. All right, so we are going to.
I can't get it.
we're going to have you guys play some music, and we're just going to sit back and listen. What was the other one for? What?
The other song or the first music that we did.
Just the intro. Just.
Well, then like we did other music.
Oh yeah, I don't know. You guys are musicians. I would just assume.
Play the same song.
You do what you want. Play another tune. Yeah.
Night in Tunisia is Latin. Yeah, we could do Night in Tunisia, but we also didn't get through Manteca.
You could pick up where you left it. Hey, this is your show.
You know any of the Buena Vista Social Club tunes? You know any of the Buena Vista Social Club tunes? Those are pretty easy.
No.
Oh, you're gonna have to learn some of those. Yeah.
All right, you guys are going to Cuba, so you'll figure it out. Yeah. All right.
Let's do Manteca again.
Bridge. You guys don't clap for yourselves? Always clap for yourselves. All right, guys. So is there anything else that you all would like to say? And you can say whatever you want to, even though you're not going to Cuba. You're here. You're doing a pretty darn good job. And I feel like you get to say whatever you want to, so long as it's appropriate. Right? So anybody, we could just, seriously, we're just kind of saying outro. So if you want to say anything as you're signing off. No, I was talking to you. We'll get back to the adults. Kids first.
I'm excited.
Tell them why they should donate money. How about that? I'll throw you a softball.
We need money because I want to buy more instruments. And if my dad spends all his money for me to go to Cuba, well, I won't be able to have more instruments. And even more importantly, I'm going to college, and that kind of costs a lot of money. And I'm just going to be
a pitch.
I'm studying to become a music major, so I'm not going to be making a ton of bacon.
So you're saying your dad's supporting you for the rest of your life?
My dad's supporting me for the rest of my life. And
do you know you're signing up for this, Dad?
And
he's like, we'll talk about that.
Moving into a van by the river.
Hey, that's an experience.
Yeah. I'm super passionate about music, and this would be a great thing if we could get a lot of support for this trip, and hopefully in the future more trips to come.
Yeah. How many kids are, and you could pass it over, but how many kids are planning to be on this trip, and adults just total?
Currently, I think it's 7 or 8. And there's a couple. There is room for a couple more people to join. So actually, if there's anybody,
If you can pen a check,
wants to come,
there's a seat on the
come
bus for you.
Yes.
Yes. We'll get to that. Yeah.
And we're at about 14 or 15 total,
Okay.
including the parents.
Cool. Ma'am?
So just like about why people
Yeah.
should donate. I personally would really enjoy going to Cuba, and of course having it cost less would be a huge bonus because of course it's a big money commitment. Also I'm just really excited to spend time with people and just enjoy people's company.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. So what are you, I'm going to ask you a question. What are you going to bring to Cuba? What are you going to bring and leave there? Because it's not just about going there and getting something.
Physically?
No, I mean you as a human being and your experiences, and I don't know how old you are. All I know is your name, and that you're going to go there. But they, the people you interact with, have an experience with you, and so it's. I do get that you're going there and going on a trip, but the people there are going to want something from you. They want your experience. They want to know how you grew. So what do you plan to? And I know you probably didn't plan to leave anything there, but. What can you give Cuba?
I I guess it's just like bringing a different culture and a different experience. Like, I know that my life has been very different than a lot of people that live in Cuba, and it's like having the different experience and learning from people. Like, I would learn from them and people would learn from me, and it's like it would kind of enrich both people because it would give knowledge, and then they can like know more about what it's like to live around the world. Or if they are interested in stuff that's going on in the U.S. or up in Washington, they might be interested and learn more about that. Or I might end up moving to Cuba. Who knows?
I never know.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool. You hit that out of the park, by the way. Hold on, one more. Yeah. Let me move this.
Thank you very much. Again, I'm not, probably will not be going to Cuba, but I do think it's going to be a great experience for all that go, if there are funds enough, and I think it's going to be an incredible experience and help Cubans and us.
So you're literally here donating your time to help them go to Cuba.
Exactly.
That's cool. I'm just letting everybody else know what you're doing. I think that's awesome.
Thanks for helping the cause.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Do you want to get, so also, do you guys have like and you can tell me if this is appropriate or inappropriate. Do you have like an Instagram or like a SoundCloud or something that you want to plug that I won't get in trouble for doing that? You know what I mean? Like if you want to hear me play music, I have like what they do at the end of interviews. Oops, sorry about that.
Right of the stand there.
Oh yeah, true.
I'm Nicolas Lofgren, and I play music with my friends out around Bainbridge, like during the summer and stuff. We're called the Nicolas Lofgren Quartet. We play jazz, funk, blues, pop, anything.
Are you hireable?
We're totally hireable.
That's what we're getting at here.
And I'm coming out with an album soon, working on a name, a couple original tunes, a bunch of
How many records on it?
of covers, 10 or so.
All right,
yeah,
that's serious.
yeah. Gotta get going on
Very
that.
cool.
but,
When
yeah.
is it supposed to be out by? I'm gonna make you have a deadline now.
August.
You sure? Say it like you mean it.
August 31st.
There it is. You heard it first, right here, folks. All right. Unless you're not done, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I don't have an Instagram for my music. There's an Instagram that's my name. I'm gonna make a new Instagram account when I become famous, so you'll find it.
Become famous.
I also
My dog's got an Instagram account. He's not famous.
I'm also making a YouTube
Exactly.
channel, but just look out for me. I'll have a presence.
We'll be looking out.
I'll shout it out once I make my second YouTube channel, because I've
August
got
31st.
one, but it's not like quite where I want it to be. I'll be putting content out as far as music, and I'll put like some of my original compositions on there, and yeah, I've got plans.
Are you gonna give my podcast a plug when you're famous?
Yeah,
All right. That's all I
yeah.
needed to know.
You're where I got my start.
Hey.
Wake Up Bainbridge
That's where you got your
podcast.
start right there, actually. But yes, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a ton.
Wake Up Bainbridge. Let's go.
Right.
And
All right.
and we'll be putting some video and photos on the Cross Cultural Journeys Instagram and Facebook
Absolutely.
accounts as well from the trip, and hopefully we'll get some good clips from
Oh,
from
yeah.
the fundraiser next weekend too.
Yeah.
When these guys are playing.
Oh yeah, ma'am.
I don't have a place that you can hear me play like online, but I think both me and Nick are in, at least this semester, are in the Bainbridge High School Jazz Band, and we perform every once in a while. Not sure any dates, but come out and see those shows if you can.
Are those performances ever recorded? And the other question would be,
Oh.
are they allowed to be? Because I don't know that you're playing.
Is it
your
Chris Thomas on YouTube, and you'll see all of Jazz One's performances.
Boom! Look at
Yeah.
that. All right, just ask the question.
Oh yeah, we also do like a monthly or every 2 months at Westside Pizza, like a jam session. Do you know when the next date is?
That's all right. We'll be able to link
Yeah.
it. So if you guys just tell me, December 19th. We got 2 dates now. Actually 3. December 19th, August or April 4th, and now
It's
August
a
31st.
Thursday, and if you come out and order pizza between like hours of like 6 and 8.
When is it?
December 19th.
No, what time?
December 19th from
6 to 8.
6 to 8, yes.
And where is it again?
West Side Pizza.
West Side Pizza.
And if you order pizza, then a portion of that goes to the Bainbridge Band
Very
program.
cool. Very cool.
And the Band Boosters has a website as well, bainbridgebands.org or .com.
Bainbridge Band. If you search
Bainbridge
Bainbridge
Bands.
Band Boosters on Google.
We'll find it.
Yeah.
We'll link it.
Okay.
No worries.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a calendar, an event calendar on there.
All right, Elliot.
I don't record a lot of my, or rather have available my recordings of like non-original pieces, but I do a lot of composing, especially on the piano, and I kind of have a YouTube channel dedicated to that, Thunderbird Music, and if you Google YouTube that with my name, yeah, that should bring up tons of the original compositions that I've done over the past year.
I will totally link all this stuff. I just need to get it signed off that the parents are cool with. I mean, you can okay or not okay that. We'll delete it or not. But I'm gonna, and so it'll be an email or something. But I have to like get contact from your parents and just know that I can, because I don't want to put people's names out if they. Yeah, it's 2019. Yeah. All right. So anyway, back to your YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I mainly do piano, a little bit of bass.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I
Will you be playing anywhere soon?
um
Any upcoming gigs?
can't say that I am.
Are you hireable?
Absolutely hireable.
All right, now, hey, people don't. I think that all the events around here would be well suited to hire. I mean, seriously, they'd get experience, they'd get some money, they'd get some entertainment, everybody would get connected. We'll work on it. Seriously, yeah, you guys should be at BEMA, and I mean, seriously, it's very possible. So, anyway, very cool. Thank you. Dad, Larry, would you like to say anything on the way out? You got to hand him the mic though.
Well, just to remind everybody, they will have a chance to see these musicians play with Cuban Heels and Rager, the Rearrangers. They're going to be taking it to the stage with them. Should be a
And this
really
is
fun
this
night.
coming Friday, right?
Yeah. Bar, food, dancing, I believe.
Mhm.
We're going to clear a spot for some dancing. So,
Better be dancing.
yeah, should be a great time.
I'm looking for that flyer.
Looking forward to it.
It's underneath the
We'll have a little. Leif's going to show a video of
bigger
past trips to Cuba, a little presentation, and I think this is going to be just an amazing trip for the kids to go down there and learn about the rich cultural heritage of Cuba. I think it's just really going to expand their awareness of musical styles, which they, I mean, of course, they already are aware. They're playing Dizzy Gillespie's Manteiga here today, but there's a lot going on down there. There's a recent New York Times article that I was reading again this morning, and just reminded me of how the Cuban cultural tradition, musical tradition, is evolving, and people down there have access to the internet. They know what's going on in the rest of the world. They're incorporating that in and building on their traditions.
Things are changing.
Should be.
I hope they don't change
should be
too
amazing.
much.
But I think
I-
he'll still walk around with trumpets and saxophones.
Yeah, I hope
So,
they get
a little
access
bit
and use it
modern, a
well.
little bit,
Yeah.
you know,
I hope
old
it doesn't
school, you
get gentrified and I mean, it will to some degree, but yeah.
We'll see.
Would you like to say anything on the way out, just about the trip, about anything? Do you have a
Yeah.
SoundCloud page you want to plug?
I don't have a SoundCloud page. I do play in a local band, mostly 80s covers. We're called Sockeye.
Very cool.
Yes, we're hireable.
Very cool. See, there you go. Hey, this is what we're here for.
Yeah, I play flute, sax, and keyboard, and sing in that. I'd say if you can't make it out next Friday to Rolling Bay Hall for this show, please consider donating to support reducing the cost for the kids to go on the trip and helping the Bainbridge High School jazz director or band director come with us. And to do that, you can just go to the URL kidsincuba.brownpapertickets.com. There's a link on that page. You can both buy tickets for the concert, but you can also click through the link to donate through PayPal.
It's and or. You can do both or either one.
Yes, and.
Yeah. All right, I'm just going to say this really quick. So it's an evening of Cuban jazz featuring the Cuban Heels and Ranger and the Rearrangers. It benefits the Bainbridge Island Boosters Spring Break 2020 trip. Help send our young musicians to Cuba. These two. Not him.
Nope.
Although maybe we'll see.
Hopefully we can rope him in.
All right, it's Friday, December 6th at 7 p.m. Is it an all ages show?
All ages.
All ages show. Not all ages can buy drinks, but it's an all ages show. Tickets are $40. You can get them at kidsincuba.brownpapertickets.com. We'll have the link on our website. We'll have the donation link on our website. Yeah. You guys good? All right. Thank you. So now do you guys want to play some music? You can play whatever you want. I just need you to play a little music, and then I'm going to talk over the microphone. Can you just turn that one to...
Nice.
Good job, guys. All right, thank you. Good night. We're done. Don't worry. Awesome.